the two giants mobile company them now the country, Africell Salone and also Orange Salone. They prepare now for increased price, if not increased tariff. Whether they are this money for talk about that and prepare Salone people in mind. Well, mobile company, people go don't know by now, are the biggest employer them in the country, and same also they pay the again as the biggest employer, and so then are the people that where they pay tax the highest also in the country. From 2017, where dollar now be 7,258 to now 2023, where dollar now about 19,000. No increments no make from the mobile company them. Well, from last year November, they don't prepare on how they will try for CCA themselves make profits in the country. Well, every day inside November for prepare Salone and stay mind. Today now then they are for tell we what to happen after about 2 months where then they prepare for this. When at the program, I want to welcome Joabas Bangura from Africell and also Kamo Omar Sherif Abbas. He come out Orange Salone. From November to now, when we can begin discuss this program, let's start with you, Joabas. How markets, how business they go?
Well, it's been a battle for stay alive. I've worked with Africell for 17 years. I haven't seen this kind of stress that we have had to go through. And it's also very, very important that to say it wasn't just November last year that we started this. Every year we had raised, anytime the dollar they go up, like how we've been they go up till it don't reach 19. So we had raised this every year with NATCOM. Every year to say we are dying or things are difficult or things are difficult. Obviously the events of 2022 were so, they were so drastic from the war in Ukraine with Russia. And supply chain during COVID just changed the dynamics drastically. We are now at a point where we cannot continue without fold up as a sector. It's very, very difficult, very, very challenging at this moment. That's why we started this process. The law say when two conditions are met, the NATCA law and the old NATCOM law say when these conditions are met, one, cost of living jack up significantly, the price exchange rates jack up significantly, NATCA should trigger the process where we review tariffs.
All right, so they can't talk about the whole process. I just ask how business, so meaning business bad.
It's tough, it's super difficult.
So tell you, okay, for Orange Salone, make I just bring in Mr. Abbas. Okay, Mr. Kamal, sorry. Mr. Kamal from,
honestly,
how business for Orange?
Business, coincidentally, I think I don't spend almost the same time as Joe at Africell. In 17 years, I never see business this bad. And honestly, it's easy for see. The reason being that all the costs index them in terms of operating cost, where they determine how they run the business, almost not increase to a certain percentage. Returns now don't become a serious problem. Now, when you look at the deterioration of the loans against the dollar, it's really serious. It's about 78% increase. When we always benchmark on 5 years back since the last time we reviewed the tariff, and you look at fuel also, looking at 5 years back when it was 6,000 leons, all leons. I said now we're now 25,000. What they pay bulk price? Not recently, but they reduce them to 19,500. So when you look at all the costs, you really see the picture. It's clear in the picture that the cost for one of business is really, really hard, and it's tough at this time.
Business is bad, Africell. Business is bad, Orange. Business is bad. For listeners, how bad is business in terms of profits and loss for Orange Salone in 2022?
Honestly, I can tell you one thing. The reason why you see we are today, not because we share similar cost implications, but when we go out there, it's competition between we and Africell. I can tell you, say, because of its competition is ethical. So because we always want to be on top, just as Africell will be on top, we try to expand. Not only within Freetown, outside people. Salone not to Freetown. We're expanding the rural areas. And you can imagine, these rural areas, we not get EDSA. We'll get for provide generators. And not one, because you need to have 24 power around the clock. So having 2 generators in those areas. And we look at the economic trend of the people that are living within those areas. That disability has enabled Kiwi returns back, because putting a site in those locality, not means that I just put and I forget returns for on the sites. And when you look at daily activities of people that are within those communities, they say you'd expect that returns, but because one for be top, one for the above, would go about and do the site sending. And mind you, these rural site send, if we're not able to maintain them, what you do not cost subsidy. So what you do, sites are within Freetown, where we get little things. Now they send back to the side for one. So virtually, returns not there at all. Now just like what they say, you manage the business.
No profits at all from Orange, you said.
Okay, I'll show you that. If profits they come, all they go back to expenses.
Mr. Sisi,
Now,
how bad is business for AfriCell in terms of profit and loss for 2020?
now, government know we books. Government they see we figures. And government know it's no easy things. Government, including your ministry and NATCOM, will they provide the financials, provide to National Revenue Authority, NRA. They see the figures, they will see the books. Now, you get matters of confidentiality where you can't go deep in details. But consider where you were 5 years ago, and you're charging loans, but you buy things, then you import everything we've done in US dollars. If US dollars change, Kamal bin said it's now at 78%, US dollar at 155% change. Now, whatever profit you've been making, the last 5 years would have been wiped out completely. So that, and how would you go? We just don't get 5G spectrum. 5G spectrum. It's taking it a whole new level. We don't get a spectrum already. That means we plan for invest. But how would you be investing and paying for things at a US dollar rate that is 3 times, double, more than double where you were 5 years ago? It wouldn't make sense at all, and it's not sustainable. And so that is why we're pushing. We want to go, we want to continue to advance, we want to, and go back to the other stuff, go to petroleum. Over the last, 5 years, petroleum price has changed 13 times. And 9 of those times, now go up, including the one where happened 2 weeks ago, where you go down, at the 13 and the way go up. But petroleum, and why do government do that? Not because government bad, government wicked. To be able to sustain an economy, you get the enablers and things then where they drive the economy. Fuel now one. Communications now one. If you joke with communications, now, if you are not dating, the people can go behind and sit on hours. If you shut down mobile phones, you shut down internet for 10 minutes in this country, it's going to be a dead nation.
All right.
So telecommunication service is so important, it's so valuable that it's not fair that we could run this long for 5 years and not do any adjustments. But we've adjusted for fuel continuously every year. And so similar stuff, it didn't the law. It has to happen. Otherwise, we would not have any mobile phone services in this country very soon.
It didn't allow. Business bad. All man know the importance of mobile network. If you go off na problem, just like other businesses where food not in a market, also disaster. You go to market, you meet your price. Where you go, you say this mobile phone and 5,000 euros. If you want some fine. If you don't want some fine. Why would I not go just do the needful? Why would I there?
Obviously, it's a law. It ain't the law. The service we would provide an essential service. The law say we cannot change price by ourselves. We have to work with NATCA or NATCOM to be able to do this. And there's a process for able to do that. There's what is called a public-private dialogue that should be put together where they bring civil society. That was held in 2nd December. We brought together big organizations. The media were there, civil society organizations were there, consumer protection was there, Bike Riders Association were represented there, journalists and media as witness. For make we see, we bring everybody together and say, this is not the problem. Oh. This is not the problem. Because asthma, it's super serious. This is not the problem. So there's a process. We cannot change the price for ourselves. We want to change them. Governments get for being involved. The regulator get for being involved. And that's why we don't take this long journey for go through all this process to say, if we do not do anything, sites then go down, particularly in the areas then where the sites they make money. We don't want that to happen. If we're changing petrol over the last 5 years, we've done 13 times, it's unfair to not do the same according to what in the law say for mobile phone companies.
Mr. Kamal, why would I not just send SMS for inform people and say we don't increase
well,
price?
Just as Joe say, we'll get a right to the law for get this private public disclosure, for get all stakeholders involved under one. And aside that also, with terms of the telco industry, we always have to be a responsible corporate entity. So one for make the people that want to serve, the subscribers them, get informed properly and educated for waiting there in the pipeline and the constraints them what they get, like what will they communicate to them. I believe say by this time not really know what we serve they go to. So so it is key. Like what in Joe say during the private public disclosure meetings, we get every stakeholder on board. And it was really a good session because it not be easy, I can assure you at all. There were feedbacks back and forth until we arrive and everybody see the need. And our presentation was clear. It was really clear in terms of course, in terms of what is happening, what has happened over the 5 years.
All right, Joe Abbas, what's the new price and when it go effect?
Okay. We did with discussion with NATCA. Some things they may not agree already. So, for example, we've been to talk about the pricing. If we want for it to go back inside the dollar price being Dave to Leons inside 2017, like now 1 Leons 8 cents, 1 Leons 80 cents now being with a charge for voice for 1 minute now. That's what we forgo. But based on the discussions we've been on get with NATCA, that figure they there around 1.1 Leons 20 cents when in the proposed. NATCA not give we clearance yet for that figure there. 1 Leons 20 cents for 1 minute for
now
voice.
The whole Leons now 1 million.
1,000.
1,020.
1,200. Inside the old Leons. Well, now one Leons 20 cents inside the new Leons. It gives that so NATCA supposed to come back to we in the next few hours because every day of this week we'll be meeting with them to be able to work out the modalities for able to do this. So by the end of today we might have a feedback from NATCA that says 1.1 Leons 20 cents has been approved for voice per minute, and then the big one now with data which will do data will divide data into two. You get the data charges where relates to everyday ordinary Sierra Leoneans then, where not daily bundles then they buy. And then daily bundles then we don't agree with NATCA, it wouldn't change. All the daily bundles. So for example, 11 megabytes na 20 cents, 20 megabytes na 35 cents, 30 megabytes na 50 cents, it not they change at all. All the daily bundles, when a majority of Sierra Leoneans they buy, wouldn't change at all inside this process. And some people in the left for bi-weekly. There's one weekly bundle when at the 62 megabytes. When now 1 Leons 25 cents, it wouldn't change at all.
Now, let we look at the media user free sale, for instance, at the buyer remix 10,000. What thing go happen after this increment?
Now you would get all of those released, but anything one measure now. So once you get daily, if not daily, all the daily bundles them where they not they change. Daily bundles not they change. We could go for provide all that further details. Of course, that's what Hasma was saying just now. Why would I not just put SMS message? We will. There's a lot of communication we will come. But for sure the different one there. If not daily bundle, if not social media bundle they buy, if not been the weekly 62 megabytes they buy, when not been the weekly one, it wouldn't change at all in terms of data. But the second bit of the data, actually we divide data users into two. You get the one them where they buy big bundles. These are people where they run businesses, and therefore any cost where they incur, you're able to generate them back inside the business and all of those stuff. That's the discussion we did with NATCA, where we supposed to close that before the end of the day today in terms of waiting the prices for those new bundles would be. But for the ordinary Sierra Leoneans, where they buy daily bundles, it will not change at all. NATCA we don't agree that. The pricing for the bigger bundles, we should have that before the end of the day today. And the third thing where we agree on that, whatever happens tomorrow, those news prices should go into effect.
Talking about prices here, and we don't see Orange AfriCell. And the last time when I've been team up again, they talk about new prices, and today when the team up, they talk about new prices. The question people only ask, what about the other mobile companies? How cooperative are they in decision taking or decision making, considering the fact that Australians get for the cross call and every network for being included in our actions and reactions?
Well, just like what Joe mentioned about the private public disclosure meeting we'll get, there was a communique signed. We signed a communique after everybody, every stakeholder, see the need for a review and normalize the tariff. And I can assure you say QCell was also part of that. It's not only just AfriCell and Orange. QCell also was also part of that. And the reason why you go see some of where we are today is because in terms of coverage, you, of course, yourself are where see Orange and AfriCell get the widest coverage. And we go far across not only Freetown, even in the rural areas. We don't make cost implication or go to a point where we need for come and say and come at the forefront and say we need to do something about them.
I ask these questions because concern be done come up from mobile network users that if you dey use AfriCell, you dey call AfriCell to Orange, e easy for go, or Orange to AfriCell, easy for go. But any cross call to other network, it was like not possible, and sometimes it be even blocked. Now make I ask how cooperative una dey as mobile network operators na Salone for the benefit of the ordinary Salonians.
Well, you don't say NATCA, they regulate. So there are rules of engagement. So any of the accusations that you get so will fall foul of the law. Obviously, NATCA, they get view of those ones, and they're able to regulate and they're able to step in. So it may be opinions that people have or stuff, but any of those stuff that you say so, we broke the law. NATCA, the responsibility and the role now for make sure say those things are dealt with so seriously, so that there will be no anti-competitive actions that are being taken, so that we are, the referee, NATCA is making sure those things do not happen.
One of the excuses where you give for increase of tariff now the issue of the fuel price and also exchange rates. For somebody where they listen go say, why this mobile network operating in Africa, Australia in particular, no go green energy and get solar and them site them instead of buying petrol for these places, so that cost could be minimized for users?
It's very interesting you would say that, because if you listen news last week, you would know we launched a green project where AfriCell launched, and where we get a target for 2025 for make 50% of we sites them be powered by solar. We already started the high grid program. If you go now with office system, even with office system, we've rolled out, some solar systems. Now we parking areas on the roof of the main buildings then to make sure, say, a major part of the power we use now, we office system, our headquarters are powered by solar. So it's a target we already have. It's been launched. By 2025, at least 50% of the power we will need for provide power for sites then would be by solar. So it's something we're thinking about, with something that we know that's where we have to go. So it's a group-wide decision that we have made.
And also to support what Uncle Jojo say, I just want you know say, the telco companies not only look at profit making, we look at the environment also. That's why they're into that drive. For we don't migrate 60% of all we sites into solar. That's why most times in the past, some of the sites, they hear noise, but it's still powered. But one thing to keep in mind that moving in sites to solar is 5 times expensive. The initial cost 5 times higher than just running the site. So mind you, see again what you do. Just for care for the environment in terms of noise and air pollution. We're even going to migrating the sites to solar. The cost implication is so high that we just want to be responsible.
And from profit to the invest.
And from profit to the invest. All of that.
So if you don't do that,
just try to put your house to solar and see what it go cost. You prefer for use generator than for go to solar. But just because we are responsible and see, we look at all of these factors where the guide way in terms of environmental impact assessment license.
Somebody say if you see 2 mates then agree so bad one, that means say then gets boyfriend na street. Interesting.
So that's why I said to you, na studio married.
Yeah, because that's
once we go outside na do just now, the competition is there. If we they charge the same price with Orange, what will make the difference? We for proven. So now where we go, when we did coverage, we expand with coverage, it's new sites. We did outside Orange no day, we did make money in that place there. And what else? So we are introducing things every day. We are competing against each other because really na mate, not just studio married we make. Because ethically we have to compete. NATCA is ensuring that competition is there.
But not so like Musa be asking earlier. I mean, there are other mobile companies. QCell, we also are. Mr. Kamal Naya make mention of Reach and really the largest. All man who say the two are the biggest in this country. But who signed in all of this? Last November,
they signed the communique.
So they're all in agreement.
They signed the communique, and because NATCA are the regulator, so NATCA, if any one of we broke the rule, now NATCA are the referee. So all what we do so, they under the purview of NATCA. And if we're doing something where they outside the law, NATCA will raise the flag. That we are so
now all now the
totally
country therefore increase prices.
NATCA they pass the tariff. When they release the tariff, mobile phone companies then supposed for comply. And I make not always say to the announcer. Now NATCA they announce the tariffs. Once they announce the tariff, it's so that they kill businesses. Like I said, if you don't raise fuel price 13 term, you don't change and 13 term over the last 5 years. The same economy with the work.
All right.
It's unfair. You will kill. We don't want to wake one morning and mobile phones they're not able for come on because we're not able for sustain the business. Nobody wants that to happen.
New prices, if NATCOM pass agree today, will be
1,20,000 for voice.
Yes, but
data for daily bundles not they change. The data for the cost for big bundles them would change, but even with that price, they will not get them yet. But by the end of the day, they will get the prices.
When una forgets on our way and this price increased, the consumer self gets responsibility to quality services.
Totally.
We can't talk about that day. The time from studio clock now 8 o'clock. We go for the short break. Family una listen to Kamal Umar Sharif Abbas from Orange, Sierra Leone, and Joe Abbas Bangura from AfriCell. We'll now continue for the way. This morning, we will bring the program come to you. Mina Asma James.
And Mina Musa Kamara.
We they come back to the studio guest them. We Joe Abbas Bangura from AfriCell and Kamal Abbas from Orange, Sierra Leone. This morning, they have for about the challenges where mobile companies they go through, especially when it comes to the increase of tariff. As the last time, where dollar be day 7,000 to now where dollar day above 19,000, they never increase tariff. Now, then they're on serious negotiations with NATCA and other partner them for CC, how they self go for increased price, so they will make profit. But in all of this, public education, what they do to Sierra Leone and state today, people also go on for say, we the consumer, they really not can get what we deserve, let alone now with these new charges. Now, let me start with quality of calls, call drops. Nobody where they complain to, nothing or they for do, except if you get a relationship with a person, you go call and say, well, waiting their pain. But generally, for public will tell you, say, if we do Vox Pop now, they're concerned about voice drops, concerned about data, where as they say you open your mobile phone, like what you say, right, but the lower data, where you say no increased price. But say as somebody open in WhatsApp or for example or Facebook, the data don't done. How una go ensure say Sierra Leoneans get quality? This question they go for una too, but we'll start with Joe Abbas. Sierra Leoneans really get quality of what they pay for.
And again, the customer deserve quality. That is why we were saying it's part of the yin and the yang, the two sides of the coin. If we're not receiving value back for the service system where they prepare, so that because most of these things therefore require change of equipment. So like the problem where they talk, so intelligence, so you can break the problem into 3 or 4. You get the kind problem when are technical. You get for the with equipment. And so equipment they take, equipment they old, you want to replace those equipment then. We get preventive maintenance, we get corrective maintenance. Preventive maintenance say every site where they're all over the country, then they put timetable where then they go service them. Things then they where they go no say they go tighten this bolt. So now then things then they where they improve the quality, availability first of all, make sure say the network they up. But even when they talk, you're able to forget the quality. So there's a technical side to this. We got to network operation center where they monitor the sites how then they behave and any sites will go down. So you get that bit there when a technical what they deal with. For quality, we measure quality. AfriCell is ISO certified. We mean say 2000 ISO 9001 2015. Nine are the standard under which we licensed. We mean say then they test the quality of the service to the customers them. Annually we get audits them within the conduct. We are ISO certified. Now, so for example, with a call set up success rate, if I call, how do I make sure my call go through for the first time? There's a universal best practice standard where NATCA the whole way accountable to, for example, 93%. So that means say 93% of the time, if you're pushing a call, because it's technical stuff, if you're pushing through a call, 93% of the time you're supposed to go through. The last audit where we do, we were 92.3%, we had 93.5%. So we're 2% above what was required. We get, call drop rate. The universal standard for call drop rate where you call, now 2%. So then they allow you based on, because it's just technical stuff, based on the universal standard, 2% of your call is allowed as a standard for making you get 2%. A lot of times we're doing better than that. Like the last audit we do, so now 1.57% calls that then drop. If you get 3.9 million, 4 million subscribers all trying to call at the same time, you also bound for forget that. So that's why you have those standards. So we're doing stuff where the customers deserve quality, and we want to be able to make sure we continue to improve that quality. Every complaint we then make, we answer to those complaints. And that is why I want to make sure we get resources enough for able to do that. The reason why I tell you we don't go 5G, we don't take a 5G spectrum now because we want to be able to continue to invest and improve the network. If you get things that we don't do 17 years, those things need to be replaced. Towers, equipment, they need to be replaced. And so you need for able to pay for them today at today value.
Mr. Abbas from Orange, quality of service for customers then.
Yes.
How una go ensure say with this high tariff now, where una say don't explain the reason why. How una go make sure say una give people the quality and no call drops, no open internet, and then you data don't.
In fact, I just want to say that this don't trigger all this education we do right now to subscribers because, if we get to maintain the quality of the service, it comes with cost. And looking at, we don't play for this all along. We don't try for subsidize, waiting the expense for make we keep the service up to this quality. Now, the KPIs the way Uncle Joseph just mentioned applies to we also. We are into the same business. So, and I want to show you, see, they get freeze on the regulatory, NATCA, very strict on the KPIs there. We've been monitored. We get a knock when issues happen, the knock, they get information. And we get strict preventive maintenance schedules already in place for going at the sites that immediately when an issue happen. Now, you can observe, say, either Orange and Africell get certain sites, maybe 1 or 2 sites, in certain locality within certain range. Not because we want for increase more cost in terms of operating cost, but because some communities don't expand. So you find out, say, that site on a micro, they accommodate certain amount of subscriber area, not able for hold up again. So one reason why you must get drop calls, and so they do quality test for increase or co-locate another site for serve that community. That is on the technical aspect. Yes, we know say 1 or 2 times you can get human errors where sometimes just like with your say somebody go call, then you get a good response from the call center. They improve the centers and now as well we don't impose some serious training. In fact, now what chief executive officer don't do, he don't drive a customer incentive drive where every member of Orange, not only the below pyramid staff level, from CEO level to senior manager to directors, all they get a chance for going at the centers them and respond to customers because we want to get a feel of waiting the customers that they go to and how we improve the front desk staff them when they attend to these customers. But I can show you one thing for close or for round up all of this. Everything comes with cost. Like you say, soup sweets are money killer. Trust me, think about moving to 5G. It will be a better service and more cost. Now make what they are today for people because we want for continue for give quality service and improve. I understand yes, these things that happen like within one of the mentions, so they are ongoing. I would find a way for me to get them from every now and then.
Another anointing again from one of the operators then at the music, one of the give people when no want time. Over and over, people will say, I don't want music. Why would I not allow people for choose? Wait, not the reason. When I not allow people, if me want music, I buy or una give me, rather than una play, give consumer there waiting and no want.
And the rule is if you not ask for music, you're not supposed to forget music. If you not ask for music,
that's not the rule, but not to in the app.
Not the standard. So that is why what you want for continue for do, and it's very important. This is feedback we're getting, and constantly we get them feedback here with the actor now. What you will do inside 2022 for make sure say no more way for listen to a customer there. 3-4 occasions here we get we ace projects and where we do when have customer engagement exercises. Officer customer engagement exercise. We had S1, S2, and S3. What we do for the first one? Me work na POS for one whole day. In fact, we do that 2 times. I go sit down at POS and serve customers there. We take 65, 68, 100 complaints there, or things them with the POS they need for able to make sure say them work better. Once you go back, we make sure say somebody get the responsibility for solve all of them problems. We go to the technical guys there. This problem, fix that. This problem, fix that. It make them able to serve the customer better. We sat there 2 occasions. Everybody, including the MD, right down to the last person. We sell top up. One day we're gonna treat.
Mr. Abbas, the questioner. I don't want music.
Yeah. Of course, that's the straight one.
So why? I mean, are they use both network them? I mean, are they call people they wasabi for example? Not give me music, and plenty people also they complain more than they. Somebody want music, ask for music.
It's very good you're making it, like I said, the rule is if you not ask for music, you're not supposed to forget music. And obviously, everybody that listen to this, including, senior people and at the company, and we're listening to it, that's the rule. And again, if this is customer feedback we're getting, we're pleased to be able to hear those ones. Like I said, this is the reason why we go out. Once we go out, we're going to talk about the customer engagement exercise, and so that we go hear it from customers then.
We'll go for a short break quickly, but before we go for that break, and especially in terms of the ringback tone, this AfriCell advert, Lelemo, anybody you call with the AfriCell, get this ringback tone. And people believe, say, when they use them, you ring the phone for advert on a product, and they cut money from them again.
Now, I can provide you with better details, but after clarification. But I would tell you that where, for example, we'll be advertised anything about Ebola, when not the public service information, then it would appear on your phone, but you wouldn't pay. And at the same time, when you have those things playing on your phone, it's because you wouldn't be charged. You wouldn't be charged for them things them way, like the Lelemo, for example. Now, why Lelemo? Obviously, we're taking service provision to a next level. And so that's why you would have it there. But if like the Lelemo, you wouldn't be charged for that at all on your phone.
Continue for stay with me inside the program. In name Najo Abbas Bangura, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer na AfriCell, and also earlier you've been listening to Kamal Omar Sharif Abbas, Head of Public Relations and Corporate Social Responsibility from Orange Salone.
It's been hard, very difficult for them for operate according to them. Then from 2007 to now, from $1 day 7,000 to now 19,000. I mean, naturally anybody who do business will definitely increase. And for Leona Kasef, even tell people they say, "I want to do this." I mean, plenty of people not go happy for hearing the news say the price they go up tomorrow, but it's also a good thing for engage and prepare people. They might say, as of tomorrow, we'll just wait for Leonard's car sign the paper, which sometimes if they'd already sign up. The cost for voice call now $1.20, and the new price that the people they will pay as of tomorrow.
I want to say again, that's what we've been done say. This now.
So it's possible say that can reduce?
I don't know. So we know before the day they done. Before the day they done that, and that's kind of released. Total with the announcement.
So maybe producer therefore reach out to them.
They will, yes, reach out to NATCA. But by the end of the day today, NATCA will release.
And Asma, I think one of the issues them we don't come apart from the increase in tariff, we don't be concerned to the public. We plenty message don't come about. Now the issue of ring back tone, we mean say they're very serious concern to the public. And one even the complaints then again, what are coming ring back tone way. A belief say, in fact, the person saying they invest, he say no to me get investments. The person they insist in get investment, think say that the indictment on them. Let's start with Orange. What do they do now going further now? I don't know the concern of the people in terms of the ring back tone with and all like at all. What do they do for address?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, we see this with utmost priority because we not only use this forum for can talk about tariff normalization. This is now positive feedback from the customer, and we can look for their feedback there. But just for let you know, we just serve the customer. You get people customer that have different kind of wants, with all more wants. So what we don't put in place for target such kind of problem is that if you get a caller back to you don't want, you can simply dial, send message, you send stop to 252. For stop that caller back to the, or you can dial *180#. Then you follow the prompt where they say stop caller back to. So that are just two basic ways the way you can stop your caller back to. But you not stop there. This information will take further. We say okay, improve on which we don't do presently for mitigate this kind of problem.
Not all man savvy with mobile phone for able all them processes there. So the first place they don't want them at all. I want to prevent let somebody not get them not informed.
No, yeah, so definitely just not just the mitigation part of it, but the customer no wants are not supposed to forget them. That is the point.
Okay.
And they make that clear once we get back.
So now definitely go for pay for customer feedback this morning because we don't get plenty concern where people they don't show. I mean with regards also AfriCell, I think there's a challenge with the Afri money for when you buy it setup up. So people they want to know, I mean, I don't get past
yes,
how many
whenever
messages.
that happens, it's primarily most of the time it's from the EDSA end. There's a service provider, then get a software, get systems that operate from their end. So we then we end with the try for send money. So once in a while there are issues from the EDSA end. Now in make they get difficulty for people for making them for recharge the meter. Once that happen, there's normally message that we send around and EDSA herself from the end and they send around. But again, we care. This is something we mean a lot to all of us at the country for make sure say it's a quality of life. Imagine being able to make line for making you recharge your meter. Now you don't have to do it anytime na net, anytime, any day. You can now do them. It's pleasure for we, it's joy for we that we're improving the quality of life of people. These feedback are important to we. And EDSA, you read this? Like I said, whenever it happens, most times it's from the EDSA end, not from the AfriMoney end. And it's in the best interest of EDSA because that's how they get money for run their operations. We need them feedback. We need to keep getting them. And I want to say to the public, do not stop pushing, do not stop nagging, because we all deserve the best. Things that they always have they go by, I deserve the best. So keep nagging. And we raise the game. We're ready for raise the game all the time.
Journalists, advocates for Tambaka, Kaine, Peya, Musa Naya always concerned but road, but any services for people in Tambaka. I mean, they don't make men behind the scenes there, but barracks, they police, but mainly waiting they do as if they live na Conakry, because all the services them now like Conakry they come out scam. They don't ask that una gets a poll na Tambaka.
Yeah,
that's what's way visible.
Yeah, whilst we were on that discussion the offline, I'd already reached out in office, and I know we don't erect a tower already. Nasanya, the office, the tower don't be erected. Now installation we're supposed to do now, so that like you say, there's a military barracks there, and that's the beauty about this thing, because it's not just about people making money, but you tell me what the chief just now. If the chief wants to send message in a tongue, the chief get for travel for making people can send the message. That shouldn't be happening, and that is why we need for able to make sure we equalize the situation. For making invest now, we they buy at today prices, at today dollar, for everything, not today dollar prices. So that's why I would say it's super reasonable for make people push for more. Right. Push for more and quality, but we need for do those adjustments. So Tambaka, I'll come back to you on Tambaka.
No, I don't know anything on Tambaka.
Nothing more on Tambaka.
So I thank you very much. Na radio, which radio where they say for they listen?
Voice of Karine.
Voice of Karine.
And Voice of Karine, they use. So I am Musado advocates for now, and we believe say either of the but Joe Abasto already
say already enough for do the complete installation. It's a priority now.
So. Come on, we can too after, the seriousness of the price change. Not everybody gets access to it they discuss. Maybe in the rural areas, them also need for no say this, they happen, the effects tomorrow. Not just matter of protocol no more. How will people them go get them? Say, may somebody not go buy, for example, 5 loans, and they say, me top up on those. How are they? Make sure the people continue forget this new increment. You say now by text, so they not able to read them. But how now they make more people get the information?
Well, very good question, Asma. What we not do, in fact, in terms of this tariff normalization for the people that we are about the review, we are part of the radio programs. We don't also engage the CSOs. The CSOs don't do some media activities all around the regions. So only there is this awareness that. There will be a normalization, whether it's an increase, just a mega increase, because that's more concerned about. Will not affect the subscriber. We know the economic trend, we know the situation of the country. Now we don't deliberate all this time and we patiently wait for us how best way NAFTA go come and regularize this. But it not go stop there. Like Joe already said, once we maybe going to be finalized at this moment, we will come on the studio. But definitely today we'll have the feedback and it will be shared tomorrow, Friday the 13th. And it will not only be shared, it will be implemented. No go tap there. We'll never go on local media for talk to people, not only SMS. Like you said, not all man go able either. We'll get for the radio programs and also for help for talker in local language, for help we'll decentralize the information. We'll use whatever channel we get. We'll get partners also in the media where we'll use also for passive information level. They get some full and these are something we don't do all along, even when we implement orange money issues that when they come up, crisis issues for fraud. We don't try for use the media and so many other platforms there for communicate and continue for educate people. we don't fall victim of such situation. So in terms of this tariff review and price, we'll likewise do the same thing.
Joe?
Well, yeah, we've had, since November, we've had 200 engagements, 200 separate engagements, over 200 with customers then, and we will continue. That is why even this broadcast will go out so this morning should have been linked. We get several other radio stations then at the country where for don't link. Telecom service, very important to we. Now an essential service. You put them alongside electricity, you put alongside water. And some, like I said, it must even urgent for we, because you not get water for one day, you go now your neighboring house, or you the one way you not get from last day before yesterday, you can manage you ration the water. But if you use hot mobile phone now, you hot internet now, it's Alex na crisis na the country. And so it's very, very important, and we know say it's essential. So we want to be able to make sure we would continue to do this, then let people know why this has to happen, like how then they increase for fuel. For the last 5 years, they don't increase fuel 13 times. We don't change the price 13 times. 9 times the price they go up. But we're still able to survive because there's a fundamental economic policy principle where say, as long as that price is there, as long as you keep the system going, people are able to buy, people are able to sell. Okay. If you make people able to do that, we all get better. We they make more profit. We they get more salaries. Almost in the end 2017, almost salaries don't go up, even though fuel go up. But prices are, salaries are going up. People where they make money, profits where banks they don't make more profit. So that even though they increase fuel, because they turn the economy, they buy and sell, the country in GDP, they increase. Now the same thing with the telecoms services. Because we're using it to make money, it gives you the opportunity to make more money. But if you squeeze them and say, like, happen, the entire economy, they collapse.
Okay, continue for stay with me inside the program. Joe Abbas Bangra, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, Africell, and before that, you've been listening to Kamal Omar Sharif Abbas from Orange Salone. The program na Good Morning Salone will go for a short break. We can continue the program.
Thanks, please.
Yeah, EcoBank. Save. The money. Save. Not the account.
Make I tell you, but EcoBank save and win. Not to just for save, save and win with EcoBank. Just save 5,000 leones or more now your EcoBank savings account from October 2022 to April 2023, and you can win fine prize then. You save no more and win big. Save 10,000 leones from now to April 2023 and qualify for the second prize raffle draw for win one brand new keke. Save 20,000 and qualify for the grand prize win a new motorcar. EcoBank. No yagba.
EcoBank. Save. The money. Save. Not the account. Save. Not the post too.
You know what in the money? I want couple now. But the waste them in the longer thing up and see them waking then at the bank. Now in the money right now. What in me go do? Ebo? So they are not go able for pay for this thing yourself. Welcome to GT Express Service. GT Express Service. Now who's want this again? This means say we banking made simple 24/7 and 365 days a year. Any site where you see the GT Express points, just go inside. You go meet GT Bank certified agent. We go ready for attend to you with no yagba. With GT Express service, you go open account, do cash deposit, able for withdraw money, do bill payments like EDSA, check your account balance, and buy airtime like Orange and Africell top up. Avoid the longer line and team up working then at the bank for wait for you your couple. With GT Bank, we banking life change for good. GT Bank, it go better. You bank with we.
The program you listen to now, Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. If you just join with today, we look at the new tariff, them we go begin operate today, and we don't get Africell and Orange Salone. Don't they inside the program they talk about them price here? Well, the National Telecommunications Commission initially, NATCOM, now NATCA, now they in charge for regulate the activities of the mobile companies there. So, well, online, I want to join the Director of Corporate and Industrial Affairs, Abdul Ben Fode, from the NATCA. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Yeah, good morning, Musa, and good morning, people in Radio Land.
Good morning.
Good morning, Musa, and good morning, people in Radio Land.
I tell listeners they discuss the increment in tariff. We go start today, hopefully. For people where they listen, you can confirm this as Director of Corporate and Industrial Affairs.
Yeah, thank you very much. We don't get engagement over time, not yesterday or a month or two ago. We don't get there on this. Relating to a slight increase in tariff based on the changes in cost variables over time. So those engagements have continued, and we don't come to an end, maybe a head point as to we make slight increases. We know will be too much. That means it's going to be minimal. Before now, we had a public-private dialogue. We would engage media and stakeholders. Media as a stakeholder, they would engage even TSOs. We don't engage. We don't make several engagement like that. So the consensus has been that we will make a minimal increase on voice and data tariffs. That one has been made clear.
What think will be the increments them from the different services them with the mobile phone they render from voice call to data?
Yeah, well, apparently the fact of the matter is the bottom line is what we want to make people understand is that based on all of those stakeholder engagements we intend for deepening again, we don't deep in, that there will be a minimal increase. With respect to those minimal increases, when we make the correspondence to them, we will bring and come back for people that know that this we don't send and buy. But as we see here, the increases have been ascertained that the increases will be minimal based on the fact that now concerns we don't get because they push we all this file from 2017 because of those changes for more makes life here and there. But because of concerns for the people and we get to protect the consumers, consumer protection are key for we will not be done just buy into that. But as it is now, things don't come and shop, then the fact all we could do would be for we maybe pay attention to them request, and if we will go around that we don't come to a conclusion, we will do a minimal increase based on those engagements. By end of day today, there will be a correspondence between we and them for indicate that minimal increase where they all agree and they don't send to we don't try to go around and see who say we will pay them. But the bottom line is there will be a minimal increase on data and voice tariffs going forward.
Emphasizing the minimal increments, the mobile phone companies then get their own proposal of increments, and also then they listen for get from Una. Una they go by their own proposal, or Una get for make any adjustments?
No, we go just get a midpoint. Yeah, it's a tripartite thing here. Their proposal is there. We said they will get for the consumers because the consumer is the king here. If there is no consumer, then there will be no mobile phone operation here. If there is no consumer, there will be no regulator for regulated mobile operator. The bottom line is we don't listen to the concerns. We have had several engagements. They proposals they don't send. Now we just take a hook line and think. The bottom line is to get a balance in that for ensure that the increases will not be that high and the increases will be minimal enough. As we speak, I not say we don't come to where it's supposed to be. We will get to be a win-win situation for everybody. That means we, the consumers, will win. The mobile operators have to win, then the regulators have to win, because all of these, the regulators ever play the balancing act for the sustenance of the industry, because the communication parts now don't gain momentum all over the world, and Salone to no exception. So one for maintain that momentum there, so that those ones relating to quality of service and quality of experience is where the consumer they get to all they get, go for improvement and move on in leaps and bounds.
Effective, this change go come.
This change come very, very soon. Let's see how they roll. Maybe highly likely before close of today, we will try to get that correspondence to them. For then we will make people to say this is the minimal increase we have made from them focus and we cannot make all the telco operators.
Thank you very much for joining inside the program. Abdul Ben Fode, Director of Corporate and Industrial Affairs. Initially, NATCOM. We don't turn now to NATCA as now the body with the regulates mobile companies operations. Now Salone. The program na Good Morning Salone. We come to you from 98.1 FM.
Right, they try to wrap up the program now. Indeed, NATCA don't confirm. Say by end of today, they will communicate the concerns of the mobile operators. Them we don't explain this morning, but why did they put increments on voice call and data, and with all this way they can do, they also invest hugely in corporate social responsibilities. Most programs developments we keep happening where they say supported by one or two of the mobile company there. So I will start with you, Mr. Kamal from Orange. I know say part of the profit owner they get also now for invest in the communities they own and they operate. Briefly, we'll not get better time. The social, corporate social responsibility from 2022 we just done. How was it?
As my rather unfortunate, this very good question, the kind of last part of the program, because if I say I get for talk about what we do in terms of CSR, we corporate social, it's too much. But I will just touch one or two key things when would happen this year. The first one in terms of digital inclusion, where relate to education, and this OSVP can do. Get the Orange Social Venture Prize. The purpose of that contest is for going to the universities, do animation, and pick out young students then. We get innovative ideas who can provide startups for take the ideas and a project to another level. So usually we can organize a contest, we get judges them for different sectors, all walks of life, for can listen. And not only stop there, but they call investors that within county and outside we are available for good listen and say they can come in for support. Aside of that, we as Orange they put your prize also when 100,000 euros for that young innovator, they just help them. Let's start something. Then because we Orange, we're not gender biased. We consider women, so we have to push women also in the society. Women on the day back all this while. Now they come in front and they happen inside the organization. Now if I not say even in top management at Orange, they include women, they don't be like 50%. So what we do, they ask women also on the advice for provide their own projects. Or they put first prize of 50 million euros. So who that gets now, we get the best project, we get 50. Then it not stop there. Because Orange gets on 17 up across the globe. We do international prize. This trip all under Kigali. And the reason why I state this now because this only happened 12 times at Orange social group level. But in Sierra Leone, 4 times we don't do it. And this 4th time we participate, we can't force. We take the first prize in Kigali, a young Salonian. We got an innovative project of lifeblood. We're more or less to talk about the conceivable in the face for get the right type blood group. Now spiritual the availability for share data to people who request for them. He win 25,000 euro. So you can imagine what that mean for one young innovator in 20 years for this. And what's up the education, schools. First time we they go nursery school, now people don't get chance to get. In the rural areas, we don't build 4 schools. Moyaba, na Kobotuma, Pujan, Kambia, when the elementary schools say each of the schools costs close over to 2 billion, just one.
Right.
Then maternal mortality rates for women they also don't concern about women. Look what you do now, Kobe, we do this screening spots for HIV, blood sugar, and it's for pregnant women. Even when they're born in lactating stage also, but they provide service for them. The digital center with NICOM, National Youth Commission, we just want to get 126 women then. The first set. The second set for coming again, start of this year. What they do. And of course, you know about the digital center now, we can see good.
All right.
Young Saloners, so they call them for help them with digital skills. And plenty. Okay. I don't want to go to entertainment. I don't want to go to sports. Because time not the better again.
All right. Yeah. With Africell, just ask them. We can talk more on our corporate social responsibility. But yes, the profits where the mobile company they do again, they invest in Salone. And you just hear it from Kamal Abbas from Orange Salone. We don't talk about waiting that they do as their corporate social responsibilities. Now to Africell.
I just do a screenshot of a few of the things that we will do where I get a schedule of 22 billion loans where spread across things them where we do for like we support over 50 radio stations them with power 24 hours round the clock, round the year, and over 50. And then we get support for education and youth empowerment, support for national events, support for cultural activities, in support of sports, in support for media and communications. I'm reading correctly from a report where now we send to one part of the government agencies, then we require this. We're part of we operating in a community that they ask me, what they do for helping the communities. This is screenshots, 22 billion news. Quick one. We're not talking about even capital projects, them at all, where we do inside 2022. And so we've always been with the people. And like I say, we would make time for CAM in future for just kind of re-echo those things. And maybe not to which we're talking about the people and self-serve. All the radio stations would they support. What would happen if those community radio stations they don't get power? Somebody tell me that one radio station where would they support? I've been 2 hours a day, no more than the broadcast. And tell everybody morning and scatter a message in the village, all waiting happen today. Even send back, then send a message, but what's happening, full stop, then close. But we are giving them power. They're now able to be around the clock. Education is taking place. The teacher, then they go on the radio, they teach. A lot of other things that is adding considerable value in the village.
Mr. Benfo, they quickly say minimal increments. But to be fair with us, the consumers, it's really high. I mean, so now in half minutes, when I just, Salone as the way they listen, when I say tomorrow effective, and so the price they go make them go sum up for that.
Yes, they are being increased tomorrow. But like I said, since we don't increase fuel 9 times increase inside the last 5 years, but we not die. Businesses don't flourish. People that will not get education now still get education. The country in GDP, you don't go 20-30% from where we were. If you not keep the economy going, and this is not fuel inside the petrol, inside the motor car, if you not keep the economy going, this is necessary. We care, but it's necessary for us to keep this going. So now make we do this adjustment, we can able for increase, we can able for implement, we can able for go na Tambaka, we go na all them villages. Now new investment. Now at today's current rate, now we they invest in, you can't do the charge and whatever may happen inside 5 years ago. So do ya, una bien with we work together. The same way we don't keep all these years, we want to be able to make sure we continue to do that.
Likewise, so we try to be so considerate because we consider the subscribers, we know the plight, but looking at the economic together, almost all of the service like within Judici don't go up. And if we ever compare our own service also with the equivalence of the dollar rates, I go right now. As small as when they think about 1,080 cents.
Okay.
When I want, but because we consider it just as the regulatory corporate institution director don't see, we just want to look this thing, let it not affect everybody. We want to be a win-win situation for we all, not for maximize profit, but keep the business running. Likewise for the subscriber to get the service at a very reasonable rate.
Okay, plenty thank you for we una join we inside the edition of the program Good Morning Salone. We get Kamal Omar Sharif Abbas, Head of Public Relations and Corporate Social Responsibilities from Orange Salone, and also Joe Abbas Bangra, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer from AfriCell. Plenty thank you, gentlemen, for una join we inside the edition of the program Good Morning Salone. And then within the program, they talk about the new tariff. We not come down, confirm, say go change soon. We maybe today or tomorrow will get a minimal increment as input in and prices of mobile services. Well, now this edition of the program Good Morning Salone go left you. Plenty thank you to producers them, Alex Lawrence Kurma and Michael Sambola. We put this program together, and also Joseph Songa and team. We make una see we live na Facebook, and DJ Keman for technical support. So then, Musa Kamara say bye-bye.
Stay tuned at 12 for we midday show and at 7 for we national news. Throughout the day, we get more interesting programs. Until then, Mina Asma James, wish you a blessed day.